investigations. Joining us now to talk about that is Pate, a criminal defense and constitutional attorney. Thanks so much for being with us. What do you make of this?
First of all, let's address the timing. A lot of people are suggesting that this is very suspicious, coming this close to the presidential election. I don't think the FBI director had any choice about the timing. He raised this issue, informed Congress once he was aware that there were other emails that the Justice Department needed to look into. So he had no control over the timing. But it's unprecedented. We have never seen a situation, as you mentioned earlier, where a presidential candidate is actively under FBI criminal investigation right up into an election.
A lot of people are second-guessing Comey's decisions in this, though. First, his rather extraordinary news conference just a few months ago announcing that no prosecutor would ever bring charges in a case like this, something which people felt went beyond his purview as FBI director.
Right.
Those decisions presumably were to be left to a prosecutor or to his boss, the Attorney General. And now this, which seems like the very opposite. First, there was this big, broad, I'm speaking to the press, she is not in trouble news conference, and now there's this very quiet, ambiguous letter, almost like going in like a lion and coming out like a mouse. I mean, it's hard to figure out.
Well, there's no doubt this letter is going to be the most carefully examined 3-paragraph letter in the history of the FBI. They put Director Comey in a very difficult position. No FBI director should be making even the initial decision about whether or not to bring criminal charges. That decision normally belongs to either the Attorney General or someone in the Department of Justice in the United States Attorney's Office. Once the Attorney General, Loretta Lynch, decided I cannot make that decision because of my meeting perhaps with Bill Clinton in the airplane or because of my connection to the Obama administration, a special prosecutor should have been brought in at that point. You do not want to focus both the legal and the political ramifications of a decision like this on an FBI director. He's a law enforcement agent. Even though he does have legal training, it's not his job to make prosecutorial decisions.
I just want to ask about the legal ramifications of evidence like this coming forward so late in the day. Now, Anthony Weiner was not a subject of the original investigation into Hillary Clinton's emails, but Huma Abedin was. She was interviewed. Presumably, she might have been asked or should have been asked, is there anything else? Are there any other documents? Are there any other emails? How would you explain the fact that the FBI didn't know about the existence of these emails, presumably until a very short time ago?
I find it very disturbing because normally if you receive a subpoena or certainly if you receive a grand jury summons saying we want all of the emails that you have that would be responsive or relevant to our investigation, emails that could be potentially classified, you're going to turn those over. You're not going to destroy them. You're not going to not have them available.
If you don't, you're breaking the law.
Exactly.
Right? You're breaking justice.
No question about it. So I'm very surprised they weren't disclosed earlier. A lot of people, though, are saying, well, hey, the investigation's closed. He said there's no crime that's been committed here. I've learned through these investigations, they're never really closed until the statute of limitations runs, until there's no possibility of further criminal charges. Because if the FBI ever discovers additional information that may be relevant, they have an obligation to look into it.
And yet what we have here, after all, are emails sent between husband and wife in a disastrous marriage. And this may just be one more humiliation for that couple, which has already undergone a very public and messy breakup because of her husband's odd and tawdry habit of sending out sexual pictures of himself.
I mean, even if this amounts to nothing, even if the emails aren't particularly relevant to the investigation, I think that has already occurred. That relationship has been destroyed. It's humiliating. It's caused a political ramification with this presidential election. I don't know about her future with Secretary Clinton if Secretary Clinton is elected, but no question, it has thrown a complete wrench into this entire machine.
Pate, thanks very much.
Thank you, Jonathan.